Hi and welcome. Today we're at Virginia State University's Randolph Farm, and I mentioned we're going to be talking about chasing shadows. And what I mean by that is this time of the year, in February, you might be thinking about your garden, about your spring and summer garden, and you might be thinking about planning for it. And one of the things that we don't think about is sunlight and its role in our garden. And it's really a very critical part of being successful with your vegetable garden. Many of the plants that we want to grow are going to need anywhere from 6 to 8 hours of sunlight each day. And there might be some things like lettuce and some culinary herbs and leafy greens that could get by with less, but most of the things we're thinking about need more. So as you're planting the garden, you want to kind of think about where the shadows are if you've got things like buildings around. Now there's a little building beside me here, and if you see, I'm in the sun right now, but if I move over a little bit, I'm going to be in the shadow of this building. And it is February, and so we do have some shadows cast from the sun that's a little lower in the southern sky than it will be, say, in May or June. So what I want to do is think about how we can plan now, just with a few simple steps and just thinking about this, for a better summer garden. So if I were to think that I wanted an area right here, maybe to put a raised bed or a garden bed, I could take some simple surveying flags like this and put them out in the area where I want to potentially have that. So I'll just put some here. I'll put maybe a bed that's going to be about 4 feet or so wide and maybe about 8 to 10 feet long, just kind of eyeballing it and guessing where it might be. As you can see here, I've kind of laid out with these flags where that bed could be. And so the thing to do now is to kind of measure back to where the shadow is being cast from this building and kind of see. I'm just going to pace it off. Well, you could measure it with a measuring tape, but I'm going to kind of get to where this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So approximately 6 paces away from where the garden bed is going to be. And I know that by May, this is going to be about, the shadow is going to be about half the distance this way. So it would be about 1, 2, 3 paces. So this is kind of going to be the area where the sun is going to be in May, and as you get into June, it's going to move even further back. So this area is going to work out great. By the time we get something in the ground in May, there won't be any more shadows here. So it's always important to think about these things, really get in your mind that sunlight is a very critical part of having a successful garden. And looking where these shadows are at different times of the year and even different times of the day can help you next year with your garden. Another thing to think about too is trees. Trees that are non-evergreen trees that don't have their leaves on this time of the year, which don't cast a shadow very much right now, will cast a shadow a little bit later in the year. So always remember that and where they are. Now you can look on the internet and you can find sun charts where you can put in your specific location and find out at any time of the year, any date of the year, where the sun's going to be, and even maybe where it's going to be blocking sunlight based on the height of a building or a tree or something like that. And there are also some apps you can find for your phone that will give you really good information, especially tuned to the location that you're in at the time to see where the sun is going to be. And for more information, please contact your local county extension office and talk to your master gardener. For From the Ground Up, I'm Chris Mullins. We'll see you next time.
From the Ground Up is presented with the generous advice and assistance of Virginia Cooperative Extension. Visit their website at ext.vt.edu.